We just got a glimpse of some brand new official Unused Smiling Critters artwork in Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 and other promotional images. So without further ado, let's go hop into the video, and guess what I did there? And look at the very first unused artwork. Well, before we actually want to do that, I want to say thanks to Scott on Twitter. He is the amazing artist that made all this. While some actually were in the game and some actually were being used, which we're going to talk about the ones being used and the one that wasn't being used. Some of these sadly never got to be used, but he was able to share them on Twitter /X, so you guys could go check it out. He's amazing. And now let's go to the very first one that actually ended up being used. It's the Smiling Critters logo, with of course every single one of the 8 smiling critters, and of course the logo saying Smiling Critters. This has already been used, I've already seen it for so long, so I'm not going to go into a whole analysis on this now. Don't worry, you're safe. But this artwork is a little bit different, because this one we actually ended up seeing in promotional artwork. In a shirt, not in the game. Sadly, this artwork, even though how amazing it is, and it looks like something out of Smiling Critters episode 2 or something like that, but sadly this artwork was not used in the game, and it was only used in this shirt. As you guys can see, I talked about it before in merch. It looks amazing. The artwork is just great, and I hope he's getting commission off that. And it just looks great. I love the detail on it. And now we can finally get a good, clear photo of the photo. You can see the sandwich from Picky Piggy flying away as Dog Day's driving, with Bubba Bullifink trying to catch Catnap that's like sleeping. Kicking Chickens kind of high-five the air or something, with of course Hoppy Hopscotch, Crafty Corn, and Bobby Bear Hug just in the back seats viewing and just having a great time in the car ride. It's definitely a really cool art. I really do like it. And yeah, I guess now it makes me want to get the shirt. But the next one here is even more interesting, because this is artwork that we never got to see. I don't think we ever got to see this in the game. So if you guys actually seen this in the game, you could let me know. But I'm pretty sure we never actually seen this in the school. Because of course, as you guys can see, this looks like it was supposed to be something in the school. As you can see, the whole bookcase, all the books, I'm learning, Crafty Corn's drawing, Picky Piggy's eating, you know, or drinking. And you guys can see this artwork definitely looks like it was meant to be in some type of school area, but we just never ended up seeing it. And if in this video, if we ever come across artwork that I say is unused and ended up actually being in the game somehow for like even a split second or anywhere, you can please let me know in the comments below. But as you guys can see, this just looks amazing. Bobby Bear Hugs one reading a story, and it looks like every single one of them is listening. One thing in common with all the artwork is that Catnap is always sleeping, which makes sense because of sleeping gas, but bruh, Catnap, you need to stop napping. Everyone else is all listening, and they seem really excited or really interested in what Bobby Bear Hug is trying to, of course, read here. And except for Picky Piggy. Did I say Pricky this whole time? Sorry for calling Picky Piggy Pricky Piggy. I keep getting those mixed up. Really hope you can understand that. Sorry. The next artwork here is of course a little more interesting. One of these were used, but not in the game or any, you know, shirts or anything like that. The very first one is Dog Day on top of a Crafty Corn, where Crafty Corn is drawing, have a few crayons, all the different drawings there. This one was of course already seen before. This was seen in the ARG leading up to Chapter 3. This is of course before we even seen any of the Smiling Critters, you know, before. And if we would have looked a little closer in the image, we can actually see Catnap, Bobby Bear Hug, and it looks like a chicken or a flower. So we could have analyzed it a little bit more, but this image was used, the top one in ARG, but sadly the other 2 images here were never used. One being Dog Day carrying Bobby Bear Hug, probably running somewhere. We sadly have no idea where they're running to, but of course they look really excited. And the other one below is Crafty Corn drawing. It looks like the drawings in the other photos, with Bobby Bear Hug looking really interesting, holding a piece of paper, and Kicking Chicken holding, of course, a chicken photo of a rad-looking chicken with glasses. It looks pretty interesting, but sadly the other 2 were not used, to my knowledge. They were not, but they are still really good. And of course, it's pretty interesting because Crafty Corn in the art form actually has a nose, which is not actually in the plush form, which kind of makes sense why YouTube's kind of added it when they made their YouTube's plush. So pretty interesting to see that. Now for another one, sadly every single one of their art in this page has not been used, sadly, but they are of course still really amazing. That's why I added some of these in the thumbnail, because they're so great. As you guys can see, one of them is of course what's it called again, the 3 smiling critters. Bubba Bullifink is holding up Kicking Chicken, which kind of act cool, with Dog Day either hopping up over them. That would have been pretty interesting if they put Hoppy Hopscotch there instead, because you know Hoppy's the bunny hopping over things. But it looks like Dog Day's there smiling with his mouth open, extremely happy, is hopping over, kicking chicken. And the other one here is showing, of course, Catnap holding himself up with a tail, kind of like one of those little, those tricks the golden people do that you see in the streets, like it's all golden and shiny and like on a cane, and that's carrying themselves up. It looks like Catnap is actually trying to do that, and it kind of worked since they impressed Bobby Bear Hug and Hoppy Hopscotch, but it looks like they wanted to try to replicate his height because Bobby Bear Hug is holding up Hoppy Hopscotch, and there's, right next to him, again, the same height, it looks like. But it's pretty interesting, I definitely do love the artwork, but it also does make sense why these artworks haven't been used in the games, is because I guess they just wanted to go for more creepy and uncanny feel, and this just looks pretty cute. So I have a feeling that's the reason why we never got to see them in the game. But like the car image, I do have a feeling that all these images will be eventually used in the game, or used as artwork or any promotional material, but sadly only time will be able to tell. Hey, guess what? You're at the halfway mark where I'm legally required to ask you to please subscribe. It'll really make my day and it helps the channel grow, but if you do not want to subscribe, liking, commenting, or just continuing to watch the video really helps out the algorithm, meaning that it's able to push this video out to more people. Meaning if you do not want to subscribe for some reason, doing any of the other three, just one of the any other three, will really help out this channel, but sorry for hijacking your video. Go back to the video. And this is, of course, another image here showing all three of the smiling critters on top, being Dog Day, right next to, Hoppy Hopscotch and Bubba Elephant. All three of them just like holding each other as they walk as three bros, Wait, no, not bros. Hoppy's a girl. So yeah, they're just all, walking. Pretty interesting. The ones below are three separate arts, with one of them being, of course, in the middle, kicking chicken, just kind of say, hey, look at me, because, he's a cool chicken. The other one being a Hoppy Hopscotch with a soccer ball, but of course being another pretty interesting one. Being, of course, Hoppy with soccer. Kind of makes sense since we did see in the intro tape that Hoppy was playing soccer and did kick a ball, so it's interesting to see that this is one of the artworks here. And another one there is, of course, Picky Piggy eating a pizza, but it's a pepperoni pizza and mushroom. He's eating pepperoni, and Picky is a pig. I mean, she is eating herself. Cannibalism at its finest here, but yeah, it's definitely pretty interesting. The next one here is pretty also cool. It's kind of like from the intro tape, and if you want to think about it, kind of like concept art for that. It is a little bit different in the final version. I will, of course, put that on the screen, but it's interesting to see this version of the art that we never usually get to see before because it wasn't actually in the intro. And we do know that Scott did actually work on the intro, so maybe this is one of the scenes he actually finalized in the intro, with this being just like the concept art, but it looks pretty amazing. Just pretty cool, maybe for a background art for a phone or something if you want. And now, guys, for the last one that Scott actually worked on, we can see a lot of different artwork here. With the top one here showing, of course, Catnap falling on his face, with Crafty Corn just shoving her mouth closed, just shocked at what happened. Maybe she was supposed to catch him, but the Catnap just fell in his face. Pretty funny. The next one here is the one I also saved, is of course Picky Piggy looking at the artwork done of herself by Crafty Corn, and of course Bubba Elephant's just looking in there like, yo, I don't know what's up with this. And maybe it's because, in that whole intro tape he did rip off the artwork and show the math equations. Maybe this is another photo meant to be for that. And I just love Piggy's face. Like, look at her, she's just like, it's perfect, and that's why I put that on the thumbnail, because it's just golden. Another one here is also showing Dog Day is carrying up Catnap, and nothing really much about them. It's just so wholesome, so cute. Too bad what Catnap did to him in the final game. It just so sucks. Also, it looks like he has the YouTube's eyes, doesn't it? And below we have 4, or I guess 3 different type of artworks which never got colored in, most likely because they just never got finished. They're in the outlining stages, but then I guess maybe they didn't really need them. The first one being, of course, Kicking Chicken giving an okay to Bobby Bear Hug having a Kicking Chicken float, which is of course pretty interesting there, because look at that, I want to buy that already. And the other one is just Kicking Chicken riding a skateboard, and the other one is Picky Piggy. She's just eating a full buffet of a burger, looks like cake, maybe pancakes and a hot dog, all in a platter, is ready to devour it whole. It's pretty interesting. This is, of course, a whole amazing art, and I really do love every piece of this. Now, for something that I found on Twitter here that we never actually got to really understand, was we found the unused poses for the smiling critters. Some of these have been used in some promotional art, and 1 or 2 of them could be found in the actual game. But this is one of Dog Day is being shouted out, and also sorry for not giving credits to whoever actually found these, because I've been finding them all over Twitter and I don't know who originally posted them. So if you guys want to let me know in the comments below, I'll kindly family, pin your comment once you find the original source. The other one is this cat sitting down with his tail looking at the camera. And the next one here is Hoppy is looking a little bit down and kicking chicken is like, hey, I'm kicking chicken, yo. That was not an impression, so don't think of it as an impression. And of course, Hoppy, like, you know, just there, different poses. It's really interesting to see all these unused art of the different poses for the smiling critters. And the next one here is Bobby Bear Hugs. Like, just that looks like something you can use on a thumbnail. Bobby's just trying to like grab at you and like, come here, bro. And then we can also see Crafty Corn, which, you know, just looks pretty funny. I think I've seen this somewhere before, just don't know. And the last one here is Picky, yeah. Holding his apple chain. Holding her apple chain, or is that the actual apple? Do not know. Then we just got the common used already Bubba Elephant, but it looks a little bit different. The eyes are different from the other artwork, but it's still really interesting to, of course, see that. But that's gonna be it for this video. You guys can let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about all the unused art for the smiling critters? Do you think this would make a great episode 2? Because I definitely do think it'll make a great episode 2. Like everyone be saying on Twitter, we definitely need a series for the smiling critters because it's just amazing. I do not want this to just be a chapter 3 thing. I want this to be huge. I want the smiling critters to have a full-on show on Netflix like the Cuphead show. We need more smiling critters, and hopefully we can get more, and all this artwork just shows how much potential there truly is for a smiling critter show.